Last time I asked, who has the lowest HP stat of any Pokemon? The answer is Shedinja. Shedinja has 1 HP. In fact, it can't get any more than just 1 HP, which makes its defense and special defense stats completely useless. Don't worry, it has a pretty cool ability to make up for it. Anyway, let's move on to today's video. Professor Pokemon with everything you ever want to know about Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto, the bird Pokemon, is number 17 in the Kanto Dex, number 11 in the Johto Dex, and number 18 in the Central Kalos Dex. It carries on its normal and flying typing from Pidgey, making its strengths and weaknesses look like this. I want to remind you of its 2 immunities, Ghost and Ground. I like the Pidgey line, as you can tell. If you can't tell, I like the Pidgey line a lot. Pidgeotto also carries over the same abilities of Pidgey, which are either Keen Eye or Tangled Feet, or the hidden ability, Big Pecs. It also carries over for Pidgey the 50-50 male to female ratio, a part of the Flying Egg group, and has a medium-slow leveling rate. Pidgeotto is 3'7" or 1.1 meter and weighs 66.1 pounds or 30 kilograms. Looking at Pidgeotto's stats, speed is its highest stat, but its HP could potentially become higher. Fun fact, Pidgeotto's base stat is 349. Pidgeotto is the only Pokemon with a base stat of 349. Pidgeotto has an EV yield of +2 in speed. Its Gen 1 special stat is 50. I really like Pidgeotto's shiny variation. A slight gold coloring, orange hair with yellow and orange tail feathers. It's a very fall-colored Pokemon, perfect for this time of year, what we will be seeing in the next few weeks. Now, Pidgeotto isn't as easy to find in the games as Pidgey is, unless you live in Kanto, but let's go ahead and take a look at where you can find one region at a time. In Kanto, Pidgeotto can be found in red and blue, a bunch of locations in yellow, gold and silver, crystal, fire red and leaf green, heart gold and soul silver, and so many locations in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. There are more routes that do have Pidgeotto than those that don't. Pidgeotto can also be found in the Sevi Islands in Fire Red and Leaf Green. In Johto, Pidgeotto has a couple locations in Gold and Silver, Crystal, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. In Hoenn, the first time I've mentioned the Hoenn region, I think. In Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire only, Pidgeotto can be found in the Safari Zone as a hidden Pokemon, but only after capturing or defeating, why would you do that, Groudon or Kyogre, depending on your respective game. And lastly, the Ore region and the Cypher Key Lair, Cypher Peon Lock, has a Shadow level 30 Pidgeotto in Beedrill that you can capture. Looking at Pidgeotto's name, it is likely Pigeon, and I'm most likely going to pronounce this wrong, Pidgeotto. This is the Italian word for 18. Pidgey evolves into Pidgeotto at level 18, so that's a possibility. Some sources say it can be named after Otto Lilienthal, a German pioneer of aviation known as the Flying Man for making well-documented, repeated successful flights with gliders, at least until his last one in 1896. In Japan, Pidgeotto's name is just Pigeon, and it means pigeon. I like its French name, meaning coup and strike. And in German, you can pull out their word for pigeon. Now let's see what bird Pidgeotto is based off of. Now, last time when I was talking about Pidgey and said, yeah, it could be based off the cedar waxwing, but more likely based off an osprey, I clearly didn't know what a cedar waxwing looked like, because when I saw it, I thought, that's definitely a Pidgey. Now seeing Pidgeotto and osprey side by side, I can definitely see a lot of the osprey in Pidgeotto, but the black stripes around its eyes, I can still see the cedar waxwing in it. Pidgeotto had a couple former signature moves with Gust and Feather Dance. A couple other moves Pidgeotto should know, or can know, are Quick Attack, Twister, and Whirlwind, probably iconic because of the anime. Now let's look at some of the Dex entries. Unlike the more gentle Pidgey, Pidgeotto is a lot more territorial. The Hoenn region games say, Pidgeotto claims a large area as its own territory. This Pokemon flies around patrolling its living space. If its territory is violated, it shows no mercy in thoroughly punishing the foe with its sharp claws. A couple games mention Pidgeotto has outstanding vision. It has outstanding vision. However high it flies, it is able to distinguish the movements of its prey. Maybe that's why Ash was able to rely on Pidgeotto so much when it came to tracking down Team Rocket. And the last one I want to mention is, going back to its sharp claws, it immobilizes its prey using well-developed claws, then carries the prey more than 60 miles to its nest. What caught my eye was a similar Dex entry. This is from Fire Red and X. The claws on its feet are well developed. It can carry prey such as Execute to its nest over 60 miles away. I thought that was interesting to mention a specific Pokemon by name. Maybe that's why Pidgeotto has an advantage over grass types? Now let's move on to anime appearances. Pidgeotto debuts and Ash catches a Pokemon when Ash caught 2 Pokemon actually, also capturing a Caterpie in the same episode. After catching it, Ash used it in 2 gym battles against Misty in the Water Flowers of Cerulean City and Team Rocket in Battle of the Badge. Pidgeotto was also used several times to bust Team Rocket's balloon. Pidgeotto was pretty much Ash's only Pokemon, outside of numerous Tauros, that wasn't used in the Pokemon League. It eventually evolved in Pallet Party Panic. Speaking of Pallet Party Panic, several Pidgeotto, along with a bunch of Pidgey, were seen being terrorized by a flock of Spearow and a Fearow. Last one I want to mention is in Pokeblock, Stock and Berry. An old man named Vladimir has a Pidgeotto that knows the move Aerial Ace and acts as a teacher to teach that move to other trainers' flying types, like Ash and Asuelo. Manga appearances. In the Electric Tail of Pikachu, Ash's Pidgeotto appeared in the 2nd chapter, Play Misty for Me, capturing it sometime between the 1st and 2nd chapter. He tried to use it in his battle with Misty, but all that was inside its Pokeball was a note that read, "I'm beat. Off to get some R&R. Don't forget to write, Pidgeotto." Which sparked so many questions. First, Pokemon can write? How? How did it do it inside its Pokeball? I'm assuming it used its foot, but where did it find a pen and pencil? And most importantly, did Pidgeotto just leave and never come back? After all, it never appeared in the manga again. I have so many questions, and I'll never get answers. In the Gold and Silver Golden Boys manga, Gold's first capture on his journey was a Pidgey that later evolved into Pidgeotto. In Pocket Monsters Heart Gold and Soul Silver Go-Go Pokeathlon, Takashi has a Pidgeotto. In the Pocket Monsters manga, the 5th chapter of the Pocket Monsters HGSS manga, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Faulkner's Pidgeotto battles Red's Clefairy. In Pokemon Adventures, in Pidgeotto Pick Me Up, a Pidgeotto and a pair of Pidgey kidnap Yellow's Caterpie, Kitty. Later on, Faulkner has a Pidgeotto that appeared in Sunshine Sunkern. It was first seen flying above Gold and trying to catch a Skarmory. And lastly, game appearances. First, in Pokemon Magikarp Jump, a Pidgeotto may appear as part of several events where it will carry away the player's Magikarp when it jumps and thereby force it to retire. Several Pidgeotto are also seen flying in the background of Magikarp's 100-meter and higher jumps. In Red and Blue, as well as the remakes Fire Red and Leaf Green, your rival's Pidgey evolved into Pidgeotto the 3rd time you battled him in Cerulean City. His Pidgeotto will be level 18 in the original games and level 17 in the remakes. Later on, when you battle him on the SSN, his Pidgeotto will be level 19, and the last time you will see it as a Pidgeotto is in the Pokemon Tower at level 25. In Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, your rival's Pidgey would evolve into Pidgeotto when you battle him on the SSN and will be level 20. Then when you battle him in the Pokemon Tower, his Pidgeotto will be level 27. In Gold, Silver, and Crystal, Faulkner's 2nd Pokemon is a level 9 Pidgeotto, which along with his Pidgey are the lowest leveled Pokemon by any gym leader. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, his Pidgeotto is level 13. A couple random facts before I go. Like Pidgey, Pidgeotto has 4 talons on each foot in the anime, but the official artwork and game sprites show it only having 3. Although I have an old Pidgeotto figure that has 4 talons on each foot, and old official artwork features 4 talons for both Pidgey and Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto's beta name back in the day was Pidgeot. Well, then what was Pidgeot's beta name? Pidgeot as well. Lastly, Pidgeotto evolves into Pidgeot at level 36, which we will talk about next time. But before I go, here is today's trivia question. True or false, there exists a Pokemon with no weaknesses? Come back next time to find out. Until then, this has been Professor Pokemon, and hope to teach you again soon.